Hello everyone, welcome back to Isadora. It's really good to be back. Hope you're having a good week. So today I'm going to be talking about a very different topic, and this was actually on special request. So today we're going to be talking about how to know if you're operating under a spell or an unexplainable attack. Okay, so the reason why I also think this is a very important topic is because sometimes we go through a lot of things, and a lot of times we wait till things get really bad before we start to speak to people about it, before we start to run around trying to fix it, before one thing or the other. Do you understand? And I don't think it's right to actually wait till the last minute. So sometimes unexplainable things will be happening in our lives, and there's always signs. We always get the signs, but most of the time we either overlook it or we don't know what it is. Do you understand? So we don't pay it a lot of attention till it gets really bad. So today we're going to be talking about those social signs, things to look out for before things get really bad. Do you understand? So these are things to look out for. So once there's a pattern of these things, it's definitely something to be mindful of. Either speak to somebody about it or start to pray about it, or whatever it is you do. So let's go through the signs. The first sign you will notice is confusion. So it might not be the first, it's like one of the many first subtle signs is confusion. And what this means is you start to feel confused. You would start to feel like you can't necessarily put a finger on what's going on in your life. Now, it would be like unexplainable situations, things that even when you're being asked by the next person, you might not even know what to say to them. Do you understand? You might not even know how to explain it to them. You will feel confused about your situation. You will feel like you can't get a hang of it. See, I always tell people that when you feel confused about the situation, especially like if you're looking at a relationship or any of those things, you understand, and you feel completely confused, I always say one thing, that when you feel that confused, the devil is in the detail. You should generally have clarity of mind about things. When there's no clarity in something, for me personally, I walk away from it. If it's like a relationship and it's confusing to me, I don't know if I'm going forward or backwards. I can't make a hang of it. I can't make head or tail of it. Everything just seems confusing. Today he's saying one thing, tomorrow he's saying another thing. I would generally walk away from it, because when there's confusion, with anything that is good, that is supposed to have a future, do you understand, that is supposed to give you peace, do you understand, there is no confusion, there's usually clarity. So when any situation is becoming quite confusing for me, do you understand, I would generally walk away from it. So the next sign is forgetfulness. So this is like amnesia. Now, we all forget things. We forget birthday dates sometimes, we forget general things sometimes, but when you start to overly forget, sometimes a lot of people believe like it's a medical condition, but if you're not like of old age, do you understand, like older people sometimes experience amnesia. The older they get, they start to forget things, right? But if you're not of that age, normally you've never really suffered from any type of mental disorder, or you're not depressed or anything, do you understand, and you find yourself continuously forgetting everything. You've forgotten little things, minute things that, do you understand, you generally remember, and you see that you're constantly forgetting things, you understand, is definitely not a good sign. Is something to look out for. Like I said, some people would believe like it's a medical thing and maybe go to the doctors or something, which is okay. I mean, whichever way, however way you can treat it. So if it's like a pattern of forgetfulness and it's not explainable, you're not going through any sort of medical condition, you're not of older age, you understand, is definitely something to look out for. The next sign is a time loop. What this means is, so it could be, I'm just giving examples, right? So it could be like every Wednesday. On Wednesdays, you have a flat tire. On Fridays, do you understand, you have you fall down your stairs. It may not be weekly, it may be monthly, it may be first day of the month, it may be last, it may be every 15th, it may be 20th. I'm just giving examples. It may not be monthly, it may be quarterly. Do you understand? Something bad will happen. It may be yearly, something bad will happen. It may be a 2-year cycle, something bad will happen, maybe a loss of a job, accident or something. Do you understand? There's if you notice a negative pattern of time loop, something happening at a specific time, do you understand? Either weekly, yearly, monthly, whatever it is, do you understand? Once you notice like a time loop of negative patterns, is definitely something to be mindful of. Mine is promise and fail. So what this is, let's say for instance, you call up your friend and you ask for help, and your friend is more than willing to help you, and then what happens is that maybe your friend says okay in the morning, by evening your friend is like, I don't want to help you anymore. They can't necessarily give any specific reason why they don't want to do it anymore. They just don't want to do it anymore. Do you understand? It may not be your friend, it may be anybody. Do you understand? So it may be anybody, and they would promise you something. Just about 10 minutes before they give it to you, they change their mind. They may promise you in the morning, change their minds by evening. They may promise you that at the end of the month, before the end of the month, maybe something bad would even happen to that person and they're unable to give you that money anymore. Do you understand? Or something like that. So it's like promise and fail. So when you start to notice a negative pattern of people promising but it never comes to pass, it might not be through any fault of yours. It might not even be through any fault of theirs. You know, they might just decide, oh, they can't give it to you again for whatever reason or the other. So it is doing things you normally wouldn't do. Say for instance, like selling off your properties. Maybe it's something you will never do, but you find yourself doing it. Let me break this down properly. Right. So there's some people, like when they say operating under a spell or a curse or whatever it is, there's some people that they may not be doing anything to you. Do you understand? Let me give you an example. Some people, they call them word witches. And what does this mean? It means their words are so powerful. Their words can build and their words can destroy. Their words can put you in such bondage that you'll never be able to get out of. So those people are called, they're what they call word witches. Do you understand? Their words are so, they hold such power that they can say something and it will happen. So be mindful that they don't say anything negative to you, if that makes any sense. There's some people that are called like kitchen witches. Now these are people that they can mix together crap, and the menu, the food that they would make will be so good you won't be able to eat anywhere else again. These people are called kitchen witches. Maybe they've done something to the food, maybe not, whatever it is. They just have that gift. Do you understand? They can mix together crap. But this is where it gets quite odd, is that if normally like other, maybe your mother or your father or your brother or your sister or whatever cooks for you and you normally enjoy their food, the moment you eat this person's food, you won't be able to eat anybody else's food. You can't think straight till you eat that food. You can't sleep till you eat that food. You can't do anything till you eat that food. Do you understand? That's when it becomes abnormal, because it shouldn't be that way. You should be able to still enjoy other things that you enjoy. Do you understand? Haven't you seen the situation where you go out, you eat somewhere every day, maybe for the rest of the month, you want to eat in that place, you're not eating anything else anymore, you even get home, you don't feel like eating your own food, then what you do is you go there and then you buy loads and loads of takeaway and then take it home and then you're eating. You must eat that food. Do you understand? That's when, those are the things one has to be mindful of. Do you understand? So there's some people, they call them like bedroom witches or sexual witches or whatever. Now this can either be man or woman, because they're using the word witches, doesn't mean woman. This can be man or woman. So they call them like sexual witches or bedroom witches or whatever. So that these are people that the moment you sleep with them, you're thinking, oh, I have to marry this person. You probably don't even know their last name. You're just thinking, I have to marry this person. Oh my God, this is who I want to spend the rest of my life with. I must marry this person. This is this is that. Do you understand? Now, if this person asks you for something, do you understand? You're probably selling off your property to give it to them. You're probably selling off whatever you have to give it to them. You need to please them. You need to be there for them. If you don't eat their food, you can't sleep. If you don't, once you sleep with them, you want to marry. Do you understand? It's not normal. And these people have kind of put you under their spell. Now, like I said, they may not have done anything out of the ordinary. Do you understand? They may not. They may have. You know, they may not sometimes. But somehow you're working under some spell, unexplainable spell that you don't even know about. Next sign is lack of completion. So what this means is that you can start a project. If you notice a pattern of starting things without being able to complete it, it may be for money reasons, it may be, do you understand, whatever reason, do you understand? Every time you start a project, every time you start a business, every time you start something, you're unable to complete it for whatever reason. Something disrupts it. So it could be the project and maybe money will disrupt it. It could be something else and your health will disrupt it. Anything, do you understand? Something disrupts it every time you start something. You're unable to complete whatever it is that you've started. Negative thought. So what this means is you're constantly, if you find yourself constantly thinking negatively, let me explain. So like you may be experiencing unexplainable fear or anxiety, like even over simple things. Maybe nothing major has happened. You want to go out of the house and you're thinking, oh, what if accident or something happens? You understand? What if there's an accident? You want to do something, you start to have negative thoughts about everything you want to do. You want to take a step into something, you want to start a new job. Oh, what if something goes wrong? It's most of the time we overlook these things and we think it's just anxiety. Do you understand? But the truth is, it sometimes is your body's way of telling you there's something wrong. There's a problem. Do you understand? It's your body's way of actually warning you. It's your body's way of telling you maybe you need to pray, maybe you need to meditate, maybe you need to speak to somebody, maybe you need to, there is a problem. Sometimes, sometimes our heart tells us things, but we're in such denial, like, oh, there's nothing wrong, it's not a big deal, oh, I'm just afraid. You can't just be afraid all the time. So if you're constantly feeling fear and you're constantly having negative thoughts about things, it's your body's way of telling you there is a problem and there's something to look out for. So my last point is unfavorable dreams. Now, I know I should be saying nightmares, but no, not nightmares, unfavorable dreams. And the reason why I'm using unfavorable is because now, keep in mind, like when you have nightmares, it's nightmares. It's not a big deal. Do you understand? Well, it's not that it's not a big deal. Then you know it's something to look out for. Oh yeah, nightmare. Do you understand? What about those dreams that comes across as something amazing? Let me give you an example. So, like maybe you've been crushing on this person and you really like this person, man, woman, whatever. Do you understand? And you really like this person and you're really, really crushing on them and you're like, oh my God, I love this person is this person is that. Fair enough, right? So, and then you dream and you see yourself having sex with that person and you wake up and you're like, oh my God, amen. Oh my God, is it going to happen? Oh my God, amen. You shouldn't be having sex with anybody in your dreams. Do you understand? So that it could be that you like a particular type of food and then you have a dream and you're giving like plates and plates and plates and you see the food all laid out in front of you and you're eating and having fun and you're like, oh my God, and you're eating it all, gorging it down. No, you shouldn't be having those kind of dreams. So there are certain dreams that we shouldn't be having, but it comes across as good dreams. But they're not. Do you understand? They're definitely not. Those kind of things, 6 months down the line, you see the person, they start to fall sick and nobody knows exactly what's going on with them without realizing you've had a few dreams in the past. Do you understand? That you should have taken note of, but you didn't. Do you understand? So, or you don't dream at all, you don't remember anything. Do you understand? You just sleep and you wake up and that's it. That's not very good. I'm not saying dream all the time, I'm not saying dream about this or dream about that. Do you understand? But if you don't ever remember your dream, because okay, I don't know what it's like in other religions, do you understand? But even in the Christian religion, I'll go by that because I can resonate through the Christian religion. Even in the Bible, it says in religious text, right, that the young men will dream dreams and old men will see visions and everything. Do you understand? So it's a general part of life to dream sometimes. It's a general part of life to have dreams. So if you sleep and you don't dream about anything, you just sleep and you wake up and it's like, do you understand? Sometimes certain things want to happen and it'll be shown to you. Do you understand? You have a warning dream about it, but if you don't dream about anything, that's not a good sign. So apart from actually having unfavorable dreams, if you don't dream at all, that's not a very good sign. It's something to definitely look out for before things get really, really bad. So these are all the subtle signs. Do take care. I love you all. Have a beautiful week. I love you. Namaste. Stay blessed.